Hey, Josh Tigg, Running T Farms. Morning cattle move here. Just moved the cows over out of this 3-day grazing sale. This is back where we started our spring grazing. You know, probably, I don't know, we was 38 days on the other side, 41, 40. So we're about 45 days into our active grazing season this year. This is the second pass on this. This is also right about 38, 39 days of recovery, just like when we started over there. Just wanted to take a second here and show you this beautiful grass. Mostly Kentucky 31 fescue. However, we got some orchard grass and stuff coming. I just kind of stuck that grazing stick up there. It's not stuck in the ground. If I can get it to hold up, I was going to you know, show you the height of that grass. So you can see good 24 to 30 inches of almost no seed heads, just a few seed heads here and there, but almost all leaves, which is what we want. Very high leaf to stem ratio. Leaves are, of course, a lot more palatable, a lot better digestible, higher energy from the cattle standpoint. But from a plant standpoint, they are what produce energy through photosynthesis. You know, so leaves produce energy, stems consume energy. There's some Johnson grass there that's much taller than my 3-foot grazing stick. So I was just going to walk up through here. 38 days of recovery. Not the diversity that I would like, but that will come. I do plan to. I know I promised I would get out and shoot a video. We've been busy with the Memorial Day weekend and all that type of stuff. Had rain. We did get 4/10 of rain. So far this spring, we've had favorable rain and growing conditions. Don't let that distract you. We grazed 2 years in moderate to severe drought with these same practices very successfully. So don't worry about that. I thought I would take just a little stroll here across where the cows just left from, show you what it looks like post-grazing. Everybody always wants to know what it's like post-grazing. Stick my grazing stick down there and see that we've grazed that down to about 2.5, 3 inches. Of course, there's some spots like this, and if you dig to the center of that, you would see that there's an old manure pat there from 38 days ago. Here's some manure that looks like we actually drug my water line across that's laying over there when I just moved it, but the manure looks very good. That's a fresh pat, I would say, from this morning. Here's our water line that we have just laid out on the ground. There's about 1,600 feet of it that we just drag around with the gator to wherever we want to set that water tank up at. You always hear that you leave the ground bare. I would just like to, you know, to clear up some of the misconceptions. So there we are, you know, 2 inches graze. And do you see any bare ground there? I had to actually dig around to get to the ground. Ground's very well covered. You also hear that, oh, if you do that, it's going to take forever for it to recover. Now I will say right here is some bare ground, but this is a road that they cut some timber last year, and they came in and out right here with log trucks for about a month. So it's natural that we see that in that area. So right here we are 6 days roughly, yeah, probably 5-6 days post-grazing. And I wanted to bring you over here, you know, to show you that would have been grazed down to that same 2 to 3 inches, if I can get my camera to cooperate. So we're already back at 5 inches. And this is just fixing to really take off. And the reason that it's able to do that is because those plant roots, if you'll remember back to the video where we started on this a week ago, 10 days ago, it was back to 24 to 30 inches, just like that was over there that I just showed you. So those roots were fully stocked up. The plant had recovered from the prior grazing. The roots were stocked back up, and it was ready to be grazed. So we did not overgraze anything in this sward. Please remember that overgrazing is a factor of time and not severity of graze. And I want to address, if you look at that, you can see the difference, the green up already here in 6 days. And and we have, obviously there's better soil in some places than others, but here's some at 6 days that's 8-9 inches tall. If we continue to get some favorable rain, in another 30 days, this will be ready to graze again. So since we've come across this 2 passes, I mean, this grass here is just going crazy. It's already 11 inches tall in 10 days. It's grew an inch per day, and that's nothing special. It's just proper recovery, allowing the grass to fill its root reserves back up and get ready to be grazed. We've had very favorable growing conditions. If that weren't the case, we may not have got back here in 38 days. But you got to let your grass plants recover from the prior grazing, and that is the biggest thing that non-selective grazing, high harvest efficiency, non-selective grazing helps out with. Because I hear people throw out numbers all the time. Oh, we've rested our grass 45 days and we were back grazing it. Again, well, there's a big difference between rest and recovery. The number of days you're not there grazing is not nearly as important as the number of days that you had favorable growing conditions for your grass. That's where high harvest efficiency, non-selective grazing pays the biggest dividends, because you're harvesting a lot of grass, your rotation is slow. As you can see, we're keeping a lot of very high quality grass in front of our cattle during the growing season. In a short-term drought or summer slump, sure, we may go over there if our recovery gets slow, and we may graze a little bit of that more mature forage, but we have a lot of it. And just as soon as the grass is recovered enough to get the cattle back on the best quality grass that we have, that's what we'll do. So grass was designed, you hear so many people say, oh, if you take more than 50% of the plant, the roots are dying and this and that. Well, it's not true. A good bit of research done saying that's not the case. Look very closely at these studies that say that, and you'll see that they're not adhering to any type of real recovery on the grass. They're just simply clipping these grasslings at a very set time, say every 28 days or every 14 days or every 10 days. They don't have any animals in there. They're doing it with scissors. You don't get the manure and urine distribution. But grass plants are designed to have very rapid regrowth, root-driven regrowth, if they're grazed properly and allowed the proper time to recover. And I don't see how that could be any more evident than what I'm walking through here. So, it works. I can tell you it works. I was going to give a little shout out. I'm going to put a link in the comments. My good friend Jim Elizondo is he's actually putting on a 2-day school close to Tallahassee, Florida, at Ayavala Land LLC. I believe June 21st, 22nd. I had actually hoped to make it down there to that course myself, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull that off. But I would encourage anyone, if you're interested in learning how to really graze properly, learning how to select cattle, very efficient cattle that can improve your land while maintaining good body condition and keeping good production up. I think he's going to be teaching all of that. You know, one aspect of that, of course, is proper timing of your calving season and all things like that. And he's going to be covering all those things as well down there. It'll be a great school. I'm not even sure what the cost is on it, but I'm sure that the cost will pay for itself many times over with the good information you'll learn and the sound proven strategies that he can teach you. And this is at a farm that he's been helping. I think he's been consulting with for a number of years now, and they're just seeing tremendous improvements in their land, their forage base, and then their cattle through appropriate selection. So I will get that link in the comments down here. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. As always, you can check us out online at runningtbeef.com. You can like us on Facebook at runningtbeef. If you're watching on YouTube, click that like and subscribe button on your way out. And I hope everybody has a fantastic week.